West Virginia's U.S. Senator Shelley Moore Capito gave a weekly update from Washington, touching on police funding and what Congress is working on next. She also responded to concerns many West Virginians still have about high prices. Capito spoke with West Virginia media during National Police Week in D.C., highlighting bipartisan support for law enforcement and funding priorities moving through the Senate. She says Congress is also heading into a late-night stretch of votes as work continues on major spending and policy packages. During the conference, our reporter Cassidy Fury asked Capito what she would say to West Virginians who are feeling the impact from rising costs of fuel, groceries, and utilities. Capito says she believes easing price pressures will take a mix of global and domestic energy policy along with tax relief aimed at boosting take-home pay.
We have to have policies like we put into place in the working family tax, where we're paying less taxes, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. That helps put more money back in people's pockets. We need to keep going with our domestic exploration of our own energy resources to help with the cost of power. There's things that we're doing now that hopefully will put into place and ease those pricing pressures.
Capito also pushed back after being asked about comments from President Donald Trump suggesting affordability isn't a priority right now. She said preventing Iran from getting a nuclear weapon matters, but she believes the cost of gas and everyday expenses are still top of mind for West Virginians, adding her focus remains on policies.